Hi, it's Barry Neale here. I want to do this quick video in response to something that keeps coming up on Facebook groups, and it's just come up again. And that's this idea of being able to walk up to a complete stranger and without mentioning hypnosis, without having a t-shirt on that says I'm a hypnotist or anything like that, being able to hypnotize them. And I've got to tell you that that doesn't work. It can't work. Why not? Why not? Well, because you have to set the stage for hypnosis. You have to set the context. You have to be the hypnotist. Now, it's not just about putting someone into a weird state. It's not just about using an NLP handshake induction and bonking them on the head or whatever it is, or shouting sleep. That's not what happens. Now, I know that may be contrary to what you've been taught or what you think, but let me tell you a story. And this was told to me by Andy Austin. Many, many years ago, there was a stage hypnotist called Romark who went out to Africa to do a teaching tour of stage hypnosis. And at this time, this is back in the 50s, this is before TV had really hit out there, certainly before social media and the internet. Now this guy was a very, very successful stage hypnotist in the UK, really successful. You may have heard of his wife called Ursula Markham. She wrote several books on hypnosis and self-development in the 70s and 80s. And he's on this lecture tour out in Africa, and he's going to do a demonstration of stage hypnosis in front of a group of these people out there. Now, here's the thing. These people had no, and I repeat, no understanding of hypnosis. They had never heard of the word. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know what it could do. They had no preconceived ideas of hypnosis whatsoever. Now, this is kind of rare these days, but 50, 60 years ago, this happened. So the audience had absolutely zero understanding of what hypnosis was. They didn't know the name. They didn't know anything about it, right? And so he came up on stage and he called for some volunteers and he did his usual suggestibility tests. And guess what? Nothing happened. Nothing. He then try to do some inductions. Nothing happened. No, the people just went, what's he doing? No clue. So he was like kind of confused at this point, thinking it's a bit weird. So he sent those people back into the audience. He then called some people who knew who he was, people who had come with him, some people in his entourage. And he had them come up on stage, and then he demonstrated hypnosis with these people who had this preconceived idea of what hypnosis was. And of course, they went through all the tests with flying colours. Their hands would stick together. They had the heavy hand and heavy arm. And then they were doing all these stage hypnosis skits, and everyone was in the audience was going, oh my God, this is amazing. Look how powerful this man is. And you know what? He then called for volunteers for the audience, and suddenly, miraculously, these people could be hypnotized. So you see, you got to have an understanding of hypnosis. You've got to know that it works. If Paul McKenna or Darren Brown were in a disguise and no one knew who they were, and they walked up to someone in the street, they would have no luck hypnotizing them unless they did put in the context of hypnosis, saying, look, I'm a hypnotist, would you like to go in hypnosis? Because if someone has no understanding of hypnosis, or you haven't created the context for hypnosis, you will not get hypnosis. So don't be under the illusion that you can just walk up to someone in the street and zonk them out, because it just ain't gonna work.